Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Dictates of Life in Alaska. Now we're here at the Chena River, right on the river bank, and it is a muddy mess, and rightfully so. It had about 3 feet of snow on it maybe two and a half weeks ago, and I have to tell you, I have never seen snow melt off as fast as I have here in Alaska. We're getting ready to launch the drone, either later on in this episode, but more than likely the next episode because the water's just too cold. Tina and I are going to go out panning for gold. But right now, you can't even get next to the river. It literally is like something out of Louisiana. Just a marshy, messy, muddy, mucky, I don't even want to talk about it. But here's a little bit of drone footage of the Chena River, some of the homes around the Chena River, and the beauty that is Alaska. Although, it's not very beautiful right now. This is one of the many small brooks that feeds the Chena River. Just a few weeks ago, this was frozen over solid and I walked across it. I've never seen ice and snow melt off as fast as I have here in Alaska. And this is what it feeds into, the great Chena River in the heart of Fairbanks and Alaska.
Take a straight and stronger course to the corner of your life. Make the White Queen run so fast, she hasn't got time to make you a wife. 'Cause it's time with your time, and this news is captured. Use me anytime you want. Just remember that the goal is for us all to capture all we want. Don't surround yourself with yourself. Move on back to squares. Send an instant comment to me. Initially
The ducks are flying, the weather is beautiful, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
'Cause it's time with your time, and this news is captured for the Queen to use.
Well, hey everybody, we're at Pioneer Park. I got special permission to fly my drone around Pioneer Park so that you all can see some of the old buildings that are here. As you can see behind me right now, there are some very unique, neat, and very old original log cabins that were from the Fairbanks area. Some of these have been here in the park for several years, others just recently got moved. A lot of these cabins have been around since the turn of the century. That's the 19th century. So they're pretty old. Some of them are 200 years old, 150 years old, 100 years old. And there's a few new structures here. Of course, those are more modern structures. But the point of the park is to show the history of Fairbanks, and it does it wonderful. I'm going to show you a flyover of a boat that they have here in the park, and also let you see some of these neat old buildings that used to be part of historic Fairbanks.
And promises, how to be brave, how can I love when I'm afraid to fall, but watching you stand alone, all of my doubt suddenly.
It's laid out very much like all little pioneer town or pioneer villages are. The most significant difference is these buildings are real. They weren't made specifically for this park. They were brought here. They've been built, some of them were built right at 1900, 1858. These buildings have been around a long time. They very carefully moved them here to Fairbanks, put them inside the park, and now they're here for everybody to enjoy. See here, this cabin was moved from 7th Avenue. Martin Nutter, a miner from Coal Creek, bought it from a Russian family in the mid-1950s. The cabin itself is significantly older. There are a few replica cabins, and what I gathered is they're only replicas because the other cabins were so severely damaged, had such dry rot or even termite damage that they couldn't bring them here. So they measured them, made exact replicas of them, and they're here now. Most of these structures are original. The park is amazing. I bet you it's a lot of fun in the summertime when there's a lot of kids here. But you know what? Take a look at the footage. Okay, maybe it's the wrong president, but in 1923, Warren G. Harding used this exact train car, this car, to travel all through Alaska. It's still in pretty good shape. I don't know if I'd want to travel all over Alaska in it. I like my heater too much in my truck. But it is nice that this type of thing is preserved. And here at Pioneer Park, it's just one of the many fun things to take a look at. I'm excited for this summer. I can't wait for all the vendors to be open. I'm going to get fatter than I already am. This is the paddle boat I filmed at the end of last season. It's a big paddle boat in absolutely fantastic shape. From what I understand, in the summertime when there's staff here, you can get on board. But there's not very many people here right now. It's not generally open to the public. You can come and walk through the park, but there are no businesses open. I got permission to come in, do some filming, so that I could show you all what it looks like in historic Fairbanks. Hey everybody, we're going to finish this episode with a little bit of work. I've always wanted to shoot a video showing folks what you have to do to rekey a lock. Now basically all locks are the same. You insert the proper key, moving parts on the inside conform to that key, and it allows it to turn. Here are some examples of everyday common locks, and then I'm going to shoot a little video of me rekeying an American padlock, which is made by Master Padlock. Now you can zoom past this to the exciting ending, or if you're curious as to what makes a lock work, keep an eye on it. You might learn something and you might already know. Right here are some very basic examples of everyday locks. That's a safety deposit box lock. You may never have had a safety deposit box, but that's what it looks like right there when it's out of the box. These are American padlocks. There's 28 of them here, and I have to rekey those for a customer. And these are pinning kits. The little parts on the inside are what make locks actually work. And then, of course, an everyday common deadbolt that all of us have on our homes. We're going to use this padlock pinning kit right here. It's for American padlocks. Now, this is the padlock we're going to rekey today. It's an American padlock, a model 700, which really doesn't mean much to anybody. They usually walk in and say, I need a big, thick padlock, and this is what we generally give them. The lock cylinders in here work just like any other lock. For the most part, all locks work the same. You take a working key, insert it into the keyway, turn the key, and it doesn't work. Let's try that again. Grab the right key this time. Stick the right key in, turn it, and the shackle opens up. Put the wrong key in it, and well, you saw what happens when you put the wrong key in it. We're going to dismantle these, key them from one key to another key. I'll make it quick. I don't want to bore anybody, but I've always wanted to shoot a video of myself rekeying a lock for friends and folks who've never seen it done. They don't have any idea how locks work, and to let you know that Hollywood fudges an awful lot. You can't open safes by sticking your ear to the safe. You can't pick locks with a paper clip or a toothpick. But once you see how locks work on the inside, I don't know, you might want to become a locksmith. No, don't. We've got enough of us out here making fools of ourselves. So anyway, here you go. Short, sweet little video on how to rekey locks. Okay, well basically this is all you need to rekey a lock. These pins are smaller than they are in a standard lock, what you'd find on your residential or business door locks, but their fundamental function is exactly the same. Conform to the teeth on this key to allow the lock cylinder on the inside to turn and the shackle to open up. Now on an American padlock, you only need a couple of tools, a Phillips head screwdriver and what's called a plug follower. On the inside here, which I don't think you can see it, there is a Phillips head screw. All that does is it holds this bottom piece of hard plate on so that you can get to the lock cylinder itself. Put your screwdriver in the inside. If you've got eyes better than mine, it'll be easier to see. Have it seat in the Phillips head screw, back it out. Give a tap, and then you can get to the lock cylinder. Now that little item right there is all that keeps you secure and safe inside your house or your stuff locked in your storage unit. It keeps the bad guys out. It doesn't look like much, but they're really fighting against this solid steel. They're not so much fighting against this little lock cylinder. On the bottom of these are little holes. Now they key up like any lock, but these little holes is what I use to key the lock up with. The pins can be lined up in the bottom. You can extract your key, poke the offending pin out through the bottom, reload it with a new pin that conforms to the new key. In this case, they just wanted to change one pin because they wanted to reuse all of their existing keys. Insert the new key rotate the cylinder around, and the lock is rekeyed. There's no great mystery to it. Rekeying locks is all about repetition, repetition, repetition. It's very simple to do. It simply goes back together the way you took it apart, and hopefully some of the mystery of lock rekey work has been taken out of the mix for you, because I'm sure you're losing sleep over it. For the Dictates of Life in Alaska, my name is Rick Miller, and remember, if it's not Coors, well, you know the rest.
I need to know now, can you love me again? I need to know now, can you love me again? I need to know now, can you love me again? I need to know now, can you love me again? It's unforgivable. A stolen burnt your soul. Is that what demons do? They rule the world to me, destroy everything. They bring down angels like you. Now I'm rising from the